everybody, I'm Nick Vole, and welcome outside Vancouver Public Schools, a look at how learning has continued even though students aren't in traditional classrooms. Today we're taking a look at the SMT department at Skyview and one of its coolest programs, which is video game design. Recently, two groups of students earned honors for their games. They competed in the Oregon Game Project Challenge, which gives kids a theme, and from there, students form teams, designing their own video game and producing marketing materials. Two teams from Skyview earned a recognition of excellence. Sisters in STEM produced a game called Diver City, and Swamp made a game called Robovania. And you can see those teams on your screen. And I'm joined now by Kim Hansen, the teacher at Skyview, and Claire Russell, a team member, and also Luke Williamson, who's on one of the other teams. Guys, thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
So let's get right into it. What exactly is the Oregon Game Project Challenge?
So I found out about this from Miss Hansen. She invited me to be part of this class where we spend from November until May creating a game and then to a certain theme and then presenting it at the showcase, which was virtual this year. And this year the theme was diversity. So that was the theme that we were working around.
What awards did you guys get?
Both teams earned a recognition of excellence.
Yeah.
They were 3 teams out of the 11 that received this award.
And so these video games you've made, they're part of a class at Skyview. Is that correct? Ms. Hansen, can you kind of tell us about the class?
Sure. It's after school once a week for 2 hours. It's part of our SMT Magnet program. All the students in our program need to do a project at some point in their 4 years, and it needs to be presented and judged. And so this is one option for students. So we all the teachers in the Magnet program have some kind of project group, and this is mine, as I teach computer science. And so this is one option, is for them to be part of this class. There's about 20 students in it. So the class is broken up into about 5 groups with 4 to 5 students each. And Claire and Luke were 2 of the groups.
So then why are video games an important thing or a helpful thing to be teaching kids in high school? Because, I mean, every high schooler plays them, but why is making them helpful to them in their education?
It just gives them a chance to actually do the coding part behind it, get those coding skills. Once you learn a computer language, picking up another computer language is a little bit easier. I think Luke can attest to that. He's learned several languages, and Claire's also done some Python. So usually I ask the students to have taken another class first, and then they do the coding here. And Claire's group did GameMaker, Luke's group did Unity. So they get the extra practice in a new language.
Guys, what is it that you like about making video games and coding?
I think for me, it was really fun to just learn something new. Last year I took Intro to Coding, which is Python. And so I had some coding experience that helped me, but there was a big enough learning curve that it was learning something new and something that I could see myself pursuing beyond Skyview and beyond high school. And I just liked having an opportunity to try something new.
Yeah, I've always been a huge fan of games. I play them all the time, and I just decided it would be really cool to see how they work, and I kind of got into coding class in my freshman year of high school. And after that, I've been working at home on personal projects for the last 4 years, and also through school projects. I took the OGPC class last year as well. So
Cool. And you might ask Luke what he's doing next year.
Yeah, what are you doing next year?
next year I'm going to DigiPen Institute of Technology in Redmond, which is a school that focuses on video game design.
Oh, wow. Were you surprised, both of you, Claire and Luke, were you surprised as you went along about how much you were learning and how this whole thing works? I mean, it's one thing to consume media. It's another thing to make it.
Yeah, it's it's amazing. Like, some of these games seem like they're super simple and anybody could make them in a few minutes. But I mean, yes, anybody can make them, but it takes weeks just to make a simple game like Pong.
For me, I was surprised at how tedious it is when it comes to the exact commands which I knew a little bit from, taking Miss Hanson's class. But then like I'd get an error in my game and I'd look back on it and be like, oh, I forgot a parenthesis. And I'd be like, really feel like that shouldn't have happened. But learning how to like pay attention and not forget like small mistakes was something that I learned.
So in addition to creating the game for this contest, you guys also had to make videos and present your game. So it's not just coding, it's also marketing in a sense. How did that process work for you guys, especially once school stopped being in session and you had to do it remotely?
We talked, every member on our team had their own assigned role. So I was like in charge of level design, and one of the other members was an artist, and one of them was a programmer. And we had each of them write out what they were going to say and then read it on, like record their voice and send it to us, and then edit it all together and posted that on the OGPC website.
Yeah, my group had a similar approach. So once school got out and we realized that we needed to make these videos, we like immediately started, talking over text to figure out like who was best suited to which job. So like one of our team members had video editing experience. So she did less of the actual speaking and then focused more on editing. And so then the rest of us focused a little bit more on doing like taking video clips to give her to edit. And so that we found that if we all had like a good sized job, then it was easy to get it done and turned in.
Sure. And how did it feel then when you found out that you were selected for honors? Because a lot of schools, both middle and high schools from across Oregon and Southwest Washington, contribute to this project in hopes of getting selected. How did it feel when you guys were actually, named?
For our group, I know like I would check my phone and I saw that we'd had a lot of messages in our group chat. And when I like saw what it was about, I was really excited about it, but I was surprised because it felt like we were an amateur group because a lot of us didn't have a lot of experience. And so it was really exciting that something that we worked so hard on and had to spend so much time learning how to do got that kind of recognition.
Well, our game was recognized for multiple things, but the one that stood out most to me was they actually said we did a really good job on our trailer and our making of video. Mm-hmm. And that was a really good feeling because I was the one who edited those. So,
Ms. Hanson, how does it feel for you as a teacher to see your kids succeed like this?
It's awesome. I mean, a lot of time went into this all year long working with the groups, and I totally agree with the judges on how great the projects are, and I'm amazed at it, the work that they do on it, the games they come up with. I don't know how they did it. I don't know if I could do it. So I'm impressed with what they come up with, and both groups worked really well together.
Nice. One of the things that always intrigues me about this class, because I mean we've covered this class before in our show, is that this is so much different to me anyway than the typical school experience where a teacher will lecture, students will take notes, they'll take a test. This is real project work. It's a lot like these students will experience in the job market. Is that intentional on your part? I mean, when you design this class, are you thinking like this is what kids will need to find jobs or to be successful at jobs?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's a project group. I mean, they have to apply to be in the group. Usually I have 30 to 35 students apply, and we have to select students to be in the group, and they have to justify why they want to be in the group. And I can't take all 35. I don't have room for them. So they have to work together as a group, and we want those leadership skills for the kids. So it's all those 21st century skills. We want to build that into what the class is about.
And Luke and Claire, you both have sort of touched on this a little bit, but I'm curious where you see yourselves going with coding.
So I think for me, in terms of like, I want to go into engineering in college, but I did enjoy this enough where like I could see how I would want to incorporate that into a job I do. So, and I think because coding is so versatile and there's a lot of jobs that use it and require it, even though I might not necessarily major in computer science, I can see how I want to like keep those skills so that it can help me in a job and those kinds of things.
Yeah, because even if you're not a coder, I mean, coding teaches you logic and structure, so you can use those skills even if you're not actually typing out code. And Luke, you're going to pursue this as a career. What is your ultimate career goal then?
Well, I'm majoring in game design, which is like level design and how the player interacts with the world. So it's more of a psychology element, but it's still heavily coding based because the game designers usually build the first prototype of the game and then programmers come in and make sure it works and there's no bugs. So like the level designer has to know how to make a working player so that the programmers can make it better.
Sure. This is real in the weeds stuff that I don't think like your typical video game player might think about. So it's kind of interesting to hear you talk about it. Well, guys, is there anything I haven't asked you that you think people should know about your program at Skyview or the competition that you guys just competed in?
I think the only thing that I would add was that I really enjoyed this experience because I think that you don't necessarily need to be super coding experienced to be successful. Like 2 of the other girls in our group were super experienced in graphic design. And so those elements were what the judges commented on that we were so strong in. So it was really cool to be able to bring other skills that you might not necessarily think are coding related, but are still able to bring your game to the next level, which was really cool.
Yeah, I guess I want to comment on that. When you go to the website and see the kids' games, they did the graphics for them. And that just blows me away. The graphics they came up with for it. They're beautiful.
Instead of just downloading someone else's art or something
Absolutely.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the most exciting part of it for me was being able to work in a group on a game like that. Like I said, this is my second year doing it, and both years were a really different experience, but I learned a lot about working in a group with other people, both that I know and I don't know. And it helped a lot just to see what it's like to work with people and how
that works, because when you get in the job field, that's what it's going to be like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. Congratulations on your big win, and have a great summer.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
To learn more about the Oregon Game Project Challenge, head to the website ogpc.info. You'll find out more about the contest and how to get involved. You can also find the entries from our local schools. You can see their videos and even get links to play their games for yourself online. Again, that's ogpc.info. And before we go, we also wanted to let you know that Kim Hansen, the teacher you just heard from, recently received the Regional Aspirations in Computer Educator Award from the National Center for Women in Technology. In addition, students from 3 Vancouver high schools were also honored. You can see their names on the screen right now. These student honors are for a variety of factors, including technical skills, attitude, and future plans. Congrats to Ms. Hansen and all of these outstanding students. And that's it for us. Thanks for watching Outside Vancouver Public Schools. Until next time, I'm Nick Vohl.